Go live. Yes, I know. Come on. She just woke up. And that's what happens when I sit up in my chair, turn on the lights. As soon as the light came on, she woke up, crawled out from under the bed, all blinky eyed, because she has to be on my lap every time I do a video. Oh, yeah. You are cold? You were sleeping next to the air conditioner, weren't you? Yeah, because it was 90 degrees ish. Oh, anywho, it is Monday. And I've got some things to go over, so there we go. Baybird says, hi, I'm here. I just got back. I can't miss the Michael show. Well, Michael and Shadow show. Because she has to be in every video. Oh, that was YouTube telling me that I'm live. What if there's a way to turn that off? I know I'm live. Hey, KDC, how's it going, buddy? Oh, how's it going? So, I got some things we can go over. We'll give it a few minutes before I dive into it, though. So, that's a sick sculpture. Is that an octopus or a woolly mammoth? That is an octopus. It's one of my daughter's skeleton collections. This guy, you can pick him up at Spirit Halloween, but I don't remember seeing him this year at the Spirit nearby. So I got her a anglerfish instead. It's really cool. So that's part of our Halloween decorations. And then she'll go through and take like 20 different skeletons and scatter them throughout the house. So there's going to be weird skeletons everywhere. And I keep forgetting to grab my Halloween glass because I have a special cup that I use for Halloween. I actually have a couple of them because I got the claw wine glass right there. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to grab it. Hold on a second. I get to see how much weight I haven't lost. Yes. Should be clean. And if it's not, the alcohol will kill whatever's in it. But this is my wine glass I usually use for every Halloween. I think I got that from Spirit as well a couple of years ago. Doesn't say, but I'm pretty sure it's where I got it from. You have to hand wash it. You can't put it in the washing machine. So here I am making a concoction. There we go. Huzzah. I know, it looks a little cloudy. Maybe I should have washed it. Nah, whatever. Okay, Max, this is not a musical lap. Anyway, is that really what their heads look like? I thought they were just made of blubber. They are. Most of the skeletons that you find like that are not anatomically correct. It's a fun Halloween thing. But yeah, I don't think there's any bones in an octopus, actually. Really like since I was a child. And it's all fun games, so one gets stuck to you. But yeah, it's so like all of these are not really its bones. I'm pretty sure that octopi have no bones, but I'm not 100% sure. You have to look that one up. But yeah, it's see like the suckers that are on the skeleton. No, suckers are flesh. But it's kind of fun. So my daughter loves them. It's like with the cat skeleton or the rat skeleton that we have. They have ears on them. Obviously, there's no bones in the ear, but it looks cool. So I'm already smooth talking my new date. And now you're gonna creep her out. I'm thinking about inviting her to the studio to come dance as our third or second date. How about you wait until after the first one? Let's make sure that things are going to click before you start planning your future. And according to you, you're already married and have kids. Slow down there, Gunner. Play the long game. regardless, sculpture is really cool. Yeah, we like them. I've got one. I got a dragon that's in the living room. He's kind of a small dragon, but he's pretty cool looking. I think out of all the skeletons we have, the dragon's my favorite by far. We'll give this a few more minutes. We'll start diving into some of the awesomeness. I'm really excited about some of the things that I'll be doing here in the next couple of days. So, yeah. Hopefully, it'll help me make some money off the blogs. But we won't know until 6 months down the road. Will you really find what you just land? See, at least with Shadow is like a third your size, and she'll just sit comfortably. You, on the other hand, have to be in my face, on my arm, in my everything. This is Max. She's the biggest cat in the house, and she acts like it. A lot like your mama did. Oh. And you're not even awake either. Anyway. Okay, so I don't know, should we give it a couple more minutes or should we just start? Did a video today. Actually, I did the video on Friday and scheduled it for today. I'm trying to get back to the Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule for videos, but things keep popping up. My life is so chaotic. Like today was going great, but then the client work took way, way longer than it should have. So that's okay. That's who pays my mortgage. So got to make sure the clients are happy before you can start having fun with the blogs and videos. Because that's where the majority of my money comes from, huh? Yeah, without them, you wouldn't have cat food, or towers, or a house full of catnip toys. God, you guys are so spoiled. He just reminded me of this anime I watch where this priest goes around asking women, would you like to bear my children? That's not a very good come on line. I have a lot to say about writing. My class is going very well. We have a writing assignment each week. I am really improving my skills. That's awesome. I'm still, as far as I'm still debating on taking some classes too, because there's a big difference between being a freelance writer and being an author. For one thing, being a freelance writer is mostly centered around AP style English, and most of your fiction and creative stuff is going to be Oxford, which is completely different. And so, like, I'll be going through Kingmaker and reading some of the past chapters and then realizing there is way too much of my professional writing in it. And so I'm like, I'm going to have to go back and fix so much. So, que sera. Please share some new things you learned, Dinah. I'm very interested. Okay, so let's dive into it then. So some of the things that are starting to come together is I started the new story on Inkitt. It's called Skeletal. You can find my Inkitt profile in the description down below. I'll be working on it much like I do with Despair, where it's a chapter a week. I'm writing it mostly to see how Inkitt works, and that way I can write a proper review about it, because I don't review something I haven't tried. And so by the time I get finished with Skeletal, it'll be a full book, and by then I should have a firm grasp of how Inkitt works. And it's along the same lines of the stuff I already write, but it's completely separate from everything else, like Kingmaker and all that. So if you're curious, the first chapter of It came out last week, and I'll be writing the second chapter of it this week, hopefully. I wanted to work on it today, but like I said, the clients came first, so I have to postpone it for tomorrow. But Inkitt looks like a really cool platform. So far there's like contests, so it's kind of like Wattpad meets Vocal, the way it's set up. And so they are way more strict on the content you can submit to Wattpad, or to Inkitt. Wattpad, you can pretty much write whatever you want, and then eventually, if you break their rules, they'll slam you for it and suspend your account. But with Inkitt, they actually go through and read your chapters as you submit them. So you might even not even get a chapter submitted. So it took about, I don't know, I think it took about 12 hours, maybe. I mean, I submitted it that afternoon, and then the next morning it was live on the page. So not a whole 24 hours, but it was the next day. But that's kind of a good thing, I guess, because then they can make sure that questionable material can't be published, which is great. And I haven't quite played around with it a lot so far. I just wrote the first chapter. Unlike Wattpad, where you can start writing right now and you can be halfway through a chapter and just call it done, and then people can actually read up to what you've written. In Inkitt, you have to submit them chapter at a time. So I actually had the story, working on the story in Inkitt for about 3 or 4 days before I actually finished the chapter and submitted it. So okay, let's see, we're a little bit behind here. Baby says, for starters, I learned that a story should contain 40% dialogue. Descriptions are nice, but the reader wants to get to the story, action, and the character's inner monologue. In fact, I was going to make a video about that. There is such a thing as being adding too much detail. It's like I keep seeing all these tweets on, tweets on Twitter. If your main character was to go to Starbucks, what would he order? How the fuck would I know? There's some things where you don't, if it's not integral to the plot, you don't need to add it. So, oh man, there's so many things that people they make it way harder than it actually is. You don't need to describe every single minute detail, just enough to move the story along. And so, yeah, I agree with, I guess it's your professor, where writing a book is much like writing a blog post. You want to engage the reader, you want to keep them on your page. And same with a book, you want to keep them going. You want somebody to read the entire book in one sitting. And so it all comes down to getting to the plot and keeping them going. They don't want to read about every single detail about your main character's clothing, how the zipper's broken on one side. If it's not integral to the plot, they don't care. They want to get to the plot. It's like watching a movie. Some movies start off really stupid slow and lose the interest. So, hey Ron, how's it going, buddy? It's really cool how you agree. You really are a talented writer. You already know a lot of this. All of this. I wouldn't say all of this. There's some things that I don't know. Like, most of the stuff I don't know is mostly centered around structure. Like, I didn't know that when you're writing dialogue and when you end it with the quotations, you don't end the sentence the person says with a period if you have something else coming after it. So like, would you quit trying to sniff my microphone, comma, he said to the cat. I always put periods. So I didn't know it was commas until I started playing around with Scrivener last year. And so there's a lot of things I don't know. And so I'll be going through quite a bit of that. Nothing wrong with being honest. I like honest people. Oh, okay, that's part of your guys' conversation. So anywho, but that's how Inkitt's coming along. I don't know when I'll be done with it because I am only working on one chapter a week, so it'll probably be done by June sometime. But so far I kind of like it. So last week I also finished a chapter of Kingmaker and started on the next. It took me a little bit to get to where I wanted it to go, but now I'm at a spot where I'm gonna have to change a big chunk of what's coming up next because it doesn't feel right, because I want it to give it a realistic reaction based on the characters, based on what you will know of the character at that point. And so I'm going to have to change a few things, but I think I have an idea of how I'm going to do that. So I should be trucking right along here soon on it. But I'm pretty excited about it. What is Scrivener? Scrivener is a writing app for authors. I'll be writing a blog post about some of the best writing apps for authors after I try them all out, because like I said before, I don't just crank out best ofs for the sake of it. I have to try everything. That way I can give it a proper review. I can't really necessarily call something the best if I've never used it, you know. But Scrivener is a writing app that is a bit on the advanced side. Now, it has a lot of really cool tools. Like, I love the idea of a notepad on the side where you can write notes about your characters, your plots, you can break down everything that you need for your book, have it side by side while you're writing. I love that. But it is quite a bit on the more advanced side. So I'll be playing around with that and hopefully have a decent review out for it soon. But Scrivener, Plotter. Plotter isn't necessarily a writing app per se, but it does have a lot of cool features for setting up your plot lines and the storyline and character development. So there's quite a few tools that I came across recently that I'm looking forward to playing around with. So Baby says, my professor also says to use action words as much as possible instead of just saying she said. For example, she flopped onto her bed and murmured a response. Yeah, I do that a lot. Or he responded while doing something like that. Like I'll always, not always, but I'll put an action as her speaking. So he says to break down large paragraphs into smaller ones to make it easier to read and to create more drama and emphasis. Actually, that is a rule of thumb for blogging as well. The smaller, the shorter sentences and shorter and paragraphs are much easier to read to the average person. So if you can make it as simple as possible, then you'll engage a greater audience. Unless you're writing for medical graduate students, you don't need to use a lot of superfluous language. So you don't need to do, like, let's see, what's a good example? Use terms that the average person will know. I can't think of any offhand. One of my favorite things is I'll be writing on Readsy, and on my second screen I'll have a browser open to Google, and I'll synonym whatever word or define whatever word. That way I always know I'm using the correct word in the correct sense, and a synonym will give me different ideas of how to break down the sentence. Or if I'm overusing a word but I need something that's similar in definition, synonym comes in handy. So synonym, whatever word you want in Google, works great. Those rules apply to emails as well. Yeah, pretty much anything that's written. See, Michael, this program is great. They know what they're talking about. Soon I'll be making money as a writer just like you. Well, I make my money from freelance writing. There's a big difference between, like I said before, being creative and then writing a blog post for an insurance company. A lot of the same principles apply, but there are some nuances that are completely different. And so it's a weird line to walk between the two, but I make my money as a freelancer, mostly AP style stuff. And hopefully with this first book coming out soon, I'll be able to test waters on being creative. So I'm kind of excited for it, actually. Most people read at 3rd grade level. That would be 8th grade level, actually. The majority of people on the internet read at an 8th grade level, which is why you want to keep the flesh reading ease above 60. And that's the flesh reading E score. If you don't know what that is, I've written a blog post about it, but essentially it breaks it down on how advanced your language is inside of a sentence, how long the sentences are, how long the paragraphs are. I mean, there's a lot that goes into the flesh reading E score. But if you can keep it over 60, then that's going to be great for the majority of people on the internet. That's 8th grade. I actually cannot compose my emails as formally as I write. I've been told it offends people. Hey, no, who cares? like I keep trying to tell everybody, you can't please 100% of the people 100% of the time. You're going to offend somebody. Someone's going to hate your shit for the sake of hating. They're not your target audience. The ones who like your work, the ones who will buy your books, the ones who will read your blog posts, they are your target audience, not someone who's going to get their panties in a twist because you use the wrong pronoun. That is not who you're aiming for. So be it. But I hate the world today is so freaking trigger happy. And no, I will never add a trigger warning to any of my books. If you know who I am and you're interested in the book, then buy it and read it. But if you get all butthurt because somebody died or said something, that's on you. So, it's like going to a comedy show and being offended by the comedian. Do your research before you go. Anywho, I'll go on a fucking rant. Yeah, I feel a rant coming on. Small one. I can go on. Don't get me started because I can go on that all day. I care when my boss or supervisor says that. I don't want to get fired. Okay, well, there's the difference. Well, I don't know, because if no one else is getting offended by your email, but your boss is, then that's something with your boss. Whatever. You want me to write something triggering, I can. All of life is a trigger warning. Pretty damn close. In copywriting, we are encouraged to write even lower than 8th grade level. I guess it really just depends on your target audience. If you write below 8th grade level, it does vastly connect with your audience. Like when I write, the Flesh Reading Ease wants you to be over 60 on the score, which is 8th grade. Normally, I'll try to write anywhere between 75 and 80. So even a first grader can read my shit. So I try to make it as simple as possible. Like when I'm doing tutorials, I think of it as, can my dad follow this tutorial? And if he can, or if I think he can, then I'm in the right direction. But that's why I told my writers for the company I work for, I told them, like, imagine writing this for a 7-year-old who has no idea what they're doing with WordPress. So cut out the extensive advanced language, make it as simple as possible. That way everybody can understand it. So that's a good way to go about it. Oh, anywho, so lately I've been using Ubersuggest every morning, just so I can get the feel for it. Ubersuggest is a keyword tool by Neil Patel, and I plan on making a review video and blog post about it as soon as I'm done. And so far, I don't know. It's okay, I guess, but it's very limited in what you can do. It is the free version, so I get that. But I've come across free tools that were far more intuitive and far more functional than Ubersuggest. So I don't know why everybody likes using it so much, to be honest. Like Rank Tracker. Rank Tracker, I've done a video on it and a blog post. I love that tool. The only thing it doesn't do is save. Now, if you buy the premium version, it will. You can save all the projects you want. But it'll compare your site and competitor sites and give an overlap for keywords. I mean, it goes deep. And that's even in the free version. So, I don't know, comparatively, Ubersuggest, I guess, is okay, but it doesn't go nearly as deep as some of the tools I use. So, it'll be interesting. I'm gonna do a review on each of these tools, and then do not a spreadsheet, but a table of comparing their strengths and weaknesses. And so, I don't know. I'm gonna keep using it for the next month, but I think I'm gonna stick with the Rank Tracker. Yeah, I was let go because of something I said in an email. They said they don't like my communication style. Well, tell them to write their own damn email then. You were let go for using proper grammar? That's interesting. Well, I personally don't like the idea of holding back on advanced vocabulary. That's how people learn. If they don't know a word, they can look it up. The problem with that, though, is when you use advanced vocabulary, sure that You want to prompt people to learn, but the average Joe isn't going to give a shit. So when they come across something that they don't know, or if you're using too advanced of a language in your blog post or book, they're going to put it down. They're done. Uh, Got to keep in mind that most of humanity is lazy and want instant gratification, which means they want to know what it is right then. They're not going to look it up. That you need to keep it simple. I agree. I when I first started writing for Textbroker, I used a lot of advanced terms, and then they drilled it into my head not to, because it's too advanced. They told me I was writing too clinical, and that I needed to add more personality to it. So that's why I spent the next so long putting it together. So, but yeah, you can't assume that everybody's going to know advanced terminology. So it depends on who you want reading your book. You got to keep it simple. My mom told me to look up a word I didn't know in the dictionary. When I said I couldn't find it, she told that if she found it, she would give me a beating. That's what I do with the girls here. Not that I would give them a beating, just that, like, if they lose something, I can't find it. So if I go in there and find it, I'm going to hit you with it. I think I've only had to do that once, and that was to one of the boys. I didn't hit him hard with it. It's just, anyway, parenting. Well, then they are not my audience. Well, there you go. If you want to write extremely advanced language, then you're targeting those kind of readers, and that's completely fine. If that's who you want reading your book, then so be it. Not everybody wants to write a children's novel. So there are some words that are a little bit advanced in my book, but I still try to keep it kind of easy. That motivated me to use the dictionary. Well, yeah. Generation X. You ain't gonna eat your dinner? Go with that. She never had to mess me for that. Yeah. Sometimes just the threat of violence is motivation enough for a child. Oh, see, nowadays that kind of language are getting canceled. Oh no, you beat your children. No. But my children will never. Yeah, I won't go into it. Let's just say that my kids love me, worship the ground I walk on. Oh, I'm just saying I don't want to dumb down my writing. A fancy word here and there gives the writing some character, and I write for children. Oh yeah, that's fine. Like, I don't like completely dumb down Kingmaker. I think Kingmaker, when I fed a paragraph of it through Hemingway, said that it read at a 10th grade level, so it's a little bit higher than what I normally write, but that's fine because that's how I write. I do use a few words that people are probably going to have to look up, but it's the best word that fits the sentence. So, but yeah, I don't write "see Jack run." There's more than 3 words in my sentences, so. Most people aren't college educated, Diana. The goal of email writing is to sound relatable and easy to understand. Exactly. They aren't going to Google and try to decipher email. They will unsubscribe. Yeah, that's for emails. But if you want to write an advanced book, like if you want to go with War and Peace or anything really by Tolstoy, have at it. If people read your book and enjoy it, that's all that matters. Katie C, it's ironic. The college educated suffer. It's almost advantageous to be the average Joe. Right? It is. Sometimes there's days where I'm like, I wish I was more naive. Life would be so much simpler. But I'm not, so it's not. Anywho. Something else I did last week is I changed the price of Freelancer's Tale in Amazon for the next ads experiment. It's currently $2 off for both the ebook and the paperback formats. And this is because of how Amazon's royalty is set up. I couldn't drop it any lower than $1.99 because I do the 70% royalty split with Amazon, and mostly that's because I didn't want Freelancer's Tale to be exclusive to Amazon, and I'm not going to do Amazon Select with it. So I'm like, I want the bigger chunk. But because I want the bigger chunk, they won't let me go below $1.99, which is fine because the ads themselves I want to be shooting for almost $1 a piece. And so if I want to make any money on this experiment, then I have to at least surpass what I'm paying for in advertising. Otherwise, it just becomes an expensive hobby. So right now, both of those are on sale. And if you're interested, you can click on the link in the description down below. Oh, but I got a few things I want to try at the ads just to see how they work. I'm not sure if it's going to matter, but yeah. And mostly because this is such a niche book. I'm not like putting a Freelancer's Tale down at all. It was meant to be a way to help other freelance writers learn how I got started, even though things were bleak. It's more of a story of hope. And unless you know who I am or care about freelance writing and how I got started with content mills all the way to what I do today, you're not really going to buy the book. And so I'm okay with that. I wrote the book to learn how to do the whole self-publishing aspect. In fact, it was Ron's idea that I kind of ran with. And I've learned quite a bit. So the book, to me, has been a great success. And that's all I care about. So I am going to run the ads just to play around with it, mostly because I want to learn how to get all this ironed out before Kingmaker is finished, and go from there. So yeah, I love my book. I've got a couple of copies right there. I haven't autographed my own copy to myself. I think I'm going to still. It's about time, you dumbass. Self-deprecating humor. Let's see what else I got going on. NaNoWriMo is coming up in November. Thinking about Kingmaker and 7 being some goals for the next 3 months. So with NaNoWriMo, it starts in November. You got the entire month of November to write 50,000 words. That's the goal. I started Kingmaker of NaNoWriMo for last November. It's taken me a year to get this done. I have had a lot of things happen over the past year that kind of put it on the back burner. But I think what I want to do is before NaNoWriMo November starts, I want to finish Kingmaker. And then for NaNoWriMo, I'm going to use 7 from Wattpad. So I'm going to take 7 and rewrite the entire book in November. Mostly because it is cringeworthy from 2016, and I've come a long way since then. Every time I look at it, and I load it up in my browser, and since I have the Grammarly Chrome extension going on, the entire thing lights up like a Christmas tree. So I definitely want to fix it. So that's going to be one of the things I do. But so I'm going to set a daily goal to finish Kingmaker before October 31st, and then November 1st, start on rewriting 7. So those are my goals for the next couple of months. Then after Kingmaker, let's see, after 7, I will start on the second book to Kingmaker. This is while I'm writing the Inkitt story, Skeletal and Despair. So, yay. Lots and lots of stuff going on. I do have an AdSense experiment in the works for blog content. Mostly it's going to be how long will it take me to make $100 per month on each blog. And I wanted to get started on that today, but like I said, the client work took way too long to do, so I couldn't really get the blog done. I didn't even get a video done because I wanted to do a video for Wednesday, and it gets frustrating sometimes. I think that's part of my problem recently, is that I keep getting these major projects from my clients, and it takes a lot away from my book. It takes a lot away from the blogs, the YouTube channel, and I get frustrated because I would love to see if any one of these other personal projects take off, but I never have the time to put into them. And lately, before it was I have wasted a lot of time, don't get me wrong. But lately I've been I want to get these done. And every time I have a day that I'm like, okay, this is it. I'm going to crank out some shit. We're going to rock it. That's when somebody says, oh, by the way, I need you to fix this recap, which takes way longer than I wanted it to. But I love my job. Don't get me wrong. It just gets frustrating sometimes where I never get time to put into some of the crap that I really want to do. And then when I try to organize my day to where the important stuff takes precedence, sometimes it just clients take over. So, and like I said though, they are who pay the bills, and they're paying my mortgage. So, got to go with where the money's at. Hopefully though, I'll be able to get back into the swing of things because I would love to make something happen. I need an external office. In order to do that, I need an extra $50 a day. And at the rate things are going, it's going to be a long time before I see that. So, that's all right. I'm sure I'll squirrel away sometime this week. Hopefully. But anywho, that's about what I've got going on. How about everybody else? We know that Baby Bird is doing her classes, which sound awesome. And you're kind of inspiring me to take a few myself. I would love to take some creative writing classes, actually. I was about to take a couple of master classes too. And, you know, if I do, then it gives me a blog post and a video to do a review. I look at everything like content. So, yeah, I might set aside some cash and take a few classes. Because no matter how much you think you know, there's always more out there you can learn. Let's see. For me, it's about being authentic. If a fancy word comes to mind, I'm going to say it and express. No point in stifling myself for other people's comfort. Yeah. And you know, that's fine. You just gotta be careful about doing that depending on the audience. Like what KDC brought up, when you're doing freelancing with emails or when you're writing for a company, you've got to kind of tone that back a bit because the average consumer isn't going to know all that advanced stuff. And so, but you know, if you can throw in something that's not too bad, or if you can keep the reading ease to a certain point, a lot of people just skip over the word and keep going. So, well, that's relatable. My big boss texted me last Friday asking me to proofread and edit 5 articles. She wanted it by Monday, so I spent my Sunday evening working on it. Good times. It takes me about 20 to 25 minutes to proofread, depending on the article. If it's a tutorial, it's pretty quick, but if it's a best of, then it takes quite a bit longer. Normally I can proofread a 3,000 word piece in about 20 minutes. That's about what it takes. A 5-minute article, or a 500 word article will take me about 7 minutes. So it really depends on the context and all the information and how well the person writes. Not everybody can write like me. Toot my own horn. Ron says an online creative writing class would be cool and useful. I agree. I think I'm going to look for a few, just for shits and giggles, because there's no such thing as being over prepared. I'd rather know my shit and then put something out there than to have to worry about negative reviews because I had too many commas or some other random ass thing. So, it's all good. It's how we learn. Your first book is not going to be a bestseller. That's what I keep trying to tell my son. Your first book is going to suck. Use it as a learning experience to grow. You get your foot in the door, get you going. Shit, even Stephen King started off with what? Reader's Digest? So you don't have expectations that you're just going to crank out a book and it's going to be this this marvelous experience. Because, well, I guess it would be. I'm immensely proud of my first book, but it does boost your self-confidence. It does do a lot of positive things for you, but you can't go into it with the idea that you're going to make bank. Don't try to go viral. You're just trying to write a book. Let me know if you find an online creative writing course. I know there's several. Like there's a master class that I would love to take. I can't remember what author puts it out. I'll have to look it up. But I am going to look at a few just to see. Hopefully I can find some that aren't too expensive. So, but yeah, keep an eye on the blog. Or I'll even make a video about it. So I will keep y'all posted if I come across anything. Because always be in a state of self-improvement. That's what I do. I'm always self-improving. Okay, so let's talk about our cards. Oh, here's something that's random. So on Crossing Colorado, not that anybody here cares. Crossing Colorado, well, Neo might. Crossing Colorado. Sam and I do our videos. Well, Sam's been mostly doing update videos on her weight loss journey. And so the channel only has like 30 subscribers, right? Sam made a video the other night that has more than 300 views to it. It's not even a short. And we gained 5 subscribers, like, immediately. So, like, she's going to take over my YouTube channel. I just thought it was kind of funny. I wanted to bring it up. Anyway, last week's card was Note Your Thoughts. Whenever you have a negative thought, simply identify it, and then move on. You are separate from your thoughts, so why dwell on them? I preach this a lot, actually. Don't dwell on the past, learn from it. I don't believe anything is truly a failure as long as you learn from the experience. If you're able to learn something from it, it improves your chances for next time. So I do all that anyway. Haha. Dan Brown has a masterclass. I wonder if that might be the one I was thinking. You know what? I'll have to Google it. No, it's not Dan Brown. I don't know. I haven't heard a lot of good things about masterclass stuff, so I don't know. I'm gonna have to. I'll look around to see if I can find something that's decent. By all rights, I should just go ahead and pay for them and then do the reviews, because that's going to give me content anyway. So I'll look for some. Alrighty, so what's our next card going to be? And I keep forgetting to write these or to put them on the YouTube channel because somebody hasn't been reminding me on Instagram. Neo. Alright, so next card next week is Take a Bath. I can't take a bath. All I have is a shower. Yeah, the swimming pool, does that count? Soak and relax. Okay, so when I did have a tub in Westminster before we moved into this house, we had a jacuzzi tub. Oh, it was so nice. I hated that house, but I missed that tub. And I have no room to install another one because I have a private bathroom. It's one of the selling points why I bought this house, is because I had my own bathroom. No girls allowed. They have their own bathroom, which is right there in the hallway. They can do whatever they want to that bathroom. Don't enter mine. It's my domicile. But all it has is a shower. It's a medium-sized shower. It's a shower. But I have no room to put a tub unless I take out like half of my walk-in closet, because I have a massive closet. I could fit a body in there, or two. But if I did that, then I'd miss half my walk-in, and I don't know if I want to do that. I guess I can use their tub. I don't want to use their tub, though. My house has a newly finished tub. Too bad I don't take baths. I don't normally either, but that jacuzzi tub, when it had 3 jets on each side, like when your back is killing you and you just crank out the hot water and those jets hit your back. Oh my God. Goosebumps just thinking about it. But I am going to get a hot tub, one of the inflatable hot tubs for out back. So as soon as we break down the pool, I'm going to get a hot tub. Anywho, soak and relax baths can help force you to slow down after a hustle and bustle of the day. Yes, I cannot agree with that more. I love hot baths, especially after a really, really bad day, and especially if you have a jacuzzi tub. But like I said, I'm going to get an inflatable hot tub. It's only $600 for a 4-person tub. It has like 18 jets to it. So, yeah. Probably won't be taking any baths, but a hot shower does similar stuff for me. So I'm not able to soak and relax, but I'm able to stand and relax. And once I have that hot water running over, and I can just veg out. In fact, here's something for you. I meditate in the shower in the dark. I will sit on the bottom of my shower and have the water hit me and run down, and I will focus on the water, the sound of it as it's running down my face and in the dark. So it's almost like a sensory deprivation chamber, except for sound. And so I have no light. It's just the sound of running water, and I focus on the water itself. Oh, it is so relaxing. It's nice. Not that you guys needed a visual of me in my shower. So, I'm the same, Michael. I need my own bathroom. I will never share it with anyone else, right? Like everybody's like, "Can I use your bathroom?" No, go outside. Stay out of my bathroom. Sometimes in an emergency, if a girl has to go potty, I'll let her go. But God, you can tell I have kids. And she has to go potty. But, for the most part, stay the hell out of my bathroom. Mine. Yeah, I wish I had a hot tub. Someday I'll invest in it. Yeah, it's not that expensive. I thought it was going to be way more expensive than that. The nice one that I want is like $1,200, but that fits like 6 people and comes with all the bells and whistles. It's an inflatable one, so I can break it down every when we're not using it. And I want to use the pool during the summer and the hot tub during the winter because nothing is cooler. Nothing is better than getting into a nice hot tub. Jets going on. You get yourself a glass of wine as the snow is coming down. Oh, it's nice. Love Colorado. I would literally go in the hot tub every night. Yeah, me too. Mostly because my back would need it. Like right now, I could so use jets on my back. Showers for me, don't like a bathtub. Yeah, for the most part, I'm not a big bathtub fan, but like I said, when those jets hit your back, it's not that I'm bathing, it's more of being in a hot tub. So I'd rather shower. You get a good shower head going, you get that pulsating action going. It's almost the same. But there is something about just being able to sit back and relax in a hot tub and that would scare me. What would scare you? Being in a hot tub every night? I only have one bathroom at my house though, so if I have people over, I might have to let them use it. Oh no! Bum bum bum! I don't have friends because I don't want anybody using my bathtub or bathroom. Go home and shit. Stay out of my bathroom. I remember growing up with my sisters. They had hair and gel all over the shower. It used to gross me out. Yeah, that's like, I gave the girls their own bathroom for a reason. I don't want anything to do with it. I'd bitch out and make sure it stays clean, but yeah, I don't. They can have all their hair and products and whatnots in their bathroom. I have my bathroom, so be it. Greetings from Boston. How's it going, Lenny? Haven't seen you for a couple of days, or a couple of weeks. An inflatable hot tub for $1,200. I would rather just save for a real one. The $1,200 one is like top of the line. I mean, it's elaborate. The one I want is actually from Home Depot's 600, and it'll fit 6, and it's fairly decent size. So I might just go for the $600 one, just because I can afford it. But the actual hot tub that I want, the whole shebang, is $6,800. It's kind of like my dad's, but on steroids. So if I can't have that one, I'll just go with the $600 inflatable one for now. If I sat in my shower in the dark, that would scare me? Oh, why? Oh man. Being in the shower in the dark, close your eyes, just meditate. Oh, they just focus on the water. It's yeah, probably the best way for me to relax, actually. I love it. I've been doing that for quite a while. Started doing it in I started doing it in 2016 because I was trying to find a way to relax because I was having a lot of heart issues at that point. And this is back when my heart stopped. And so I've been doing it since then. I'm extremely grossed out by hair, like I have a problem entering public restrooms. I hate it so much. It even grossed out by my own hair, but I'm not shaving my head. It sounds like I got a problem there. Costco sells hot tubs online. Yes, they do. They also sell them at the store, which is what gave me the idea to get an inflatable one in the first place, because Costco had them. Michael, you've obviously never seen The Roommate. No, I haven't. Finally got my website completed. Awesome. What about, you were doing a podcast too. Did you ever get that done, Lenny? Unfortunately, I don't think you guys can put links. I guess, if you can, I think my email account is on the channel, the YouTube channel page. So if you want to send me the link, I'll check it out. I'm really interested. But yeah, it's, if you have got your podcast going, I'd love to hear it. I really miss Colorado. Me too. I love Colorado. How do I not be so grossed out? See a therapist? I don't know. I know wet hair is a gross out for a lot of people. So that's great. Lenny comes in time after we talk about all the writing stuff. Now we're talking about bathrooms. Hey, Shanice. The only reason your brother is still alive is because we have separate bathrooms. Yeah? I'm telling you, I have my own bathroom. I love it. It's like, no, stay out of my bathroom. I feel you. Having trouble with connecting the camera to OBS. Oh. Actually, I have quite a bit of experience with OBS. Kind of issues are you having? And what kind of camera? For some reason with Logitech's, OBS has a lot of issues with. God, with Sam's, I had to remove it completely and then move the Logitech to a different USB port before OBS would see it. I have no idea why. It was the weirdest fucking issue. But yeah, I can... It's like everybody here has their own bathroom. So like the whole upstairs of my house is mine. The whole basement is Grandpa Dan's. And he has his own bathroom as well. And so one of the selling points was having a bathroom for the girls and a bathroom for me. My bathroom. Mine. And so, yeah. Oh, I get aggressive with it too. Having your own bathroom is awesome. Yeah. Alrighty, so we're about to wrap it up. And that's, anybody has any questions, comments, concerns. I am working on a lot of cool stuff this week. Mostly writing apps. I do have some videos that I have planned that are going to be coming out, just real quick one-offs like I did today. Just to get back into the flow of things. Hopefully, and I am setting a goal. One of the goals I want to do for Kingmaker is that I'm going to work on it every day for the next, from now until October 31st. That way I can start on 7 after that. And 7 is my horror story on Wattpad that I really want to rewrite because it's kind of embarrassing. But this way Kingmaker will be done by October 31st, and then we'll edit it. Hopefully it'll be up and published by Thanksgiving. Again, make it a habit to publish a book on Thanksgiving, because that's when my last book came out. If not, then maybe for Christmas. It could be a Christmas present. I guess we'll find out. But it's going to be a little bit different to edit than a Freelancer's Tale, because my first book was only a 35,000 word book, and this one's going to be pushing 90,000, and it's my biggest work yet. So I want to make sure it goes out without a hitch. So we're going to make sure that it's quality. I'm just not going to publish it for the hell of publishing. So, but I'm not going to be like my mom and take 2 years to edit either. So my family says I should marry a bald man. Well, there you go. That'll eliminate the hair problem. What hair is the ultimate gross out? I don't know. Because wet hair can be kind of... Well, no, let's not go there. There's a writing channel. Yeah, my claw glass. Next week, I'll try to remember to grab my skull. It's Halloween. And I want to get more stuff behind me. I think Jeff Bezos is still single. Yeah, but you don't want to marry a douchebag. I wish I was attracted to bald men. That would make the dating game a lot easier. Be attracted to women. That'll double your opportunities. Maybe I should stop on my head. Fireball. I sent you the link to my website through your contact on your website. Awesome. I will check it out as soon as I can. I'm pretty excited to see it. You're having trouble with cameras. With OBS. If you want, also go ahead and send an email on that contact form about your OBS problem. I do have Colorado Plays does a lot of tutorials on how to set up OBS. I might have already done a tutorial to help you. So, if you want to let me know, I will take a look. Well, I would want my BF to at least have short hair. I'm not into long hair on guys. Yep, see, my hair should go down the middle of my back. But then a hot hairstylist told me that people would take me more seriously if I cut my hair in Denver. So I'm like, chop away. She was pretty cute. Jacqueline, hello, how's it going? We're just about ready to wrap things up. Yeah. There's a girl I have been dancing with named Eleonora. She is from Italy, and her accent is beautiful. Yes, I dated an Italian. I love the Italian accent. Hey, I just got an email that you sent it. Message. Yeah, I love the Italian accent. A lot. Anyway. Thank you. You are all welcome, Lenny. I will help you any way I can. So yeah. Alrighty. Does anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns? Before we wrap it up, I hate man buns. I can go on a rant about man buns. Oh, I had a long... There was one that was going off about a man bun. I came up with it when I was in LA. I won't go on it here, but don't forget to hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you're interested, A Freelancer's Tale is available on Amazon in paperback and ebook format, and I actually decreased the price of it for the next 30 days as I experiment with the ads. It's a short story about how I got started as a freelance writer, going from writing on Textbooker all the way to what I do today, and it was all during one of the worst depressions I've ever had. It's a story about hope and never giving up. It's available, and you can click on the description down below. Click the link in the description down below. This is what happens when you have too much to drink. Shanice I have many concerns. Don't we all? Oh, Shanice, I love your TikToks. I'm not a big fan of TikTok, but Sam showed me all your TikToks, and I thought they were awesome. Sounds like she needs a new boyfriend. Who does? Who? What? Did I miss something? Oh! What's weird is that she has a boyfriend. but her boyfriend doesn't like to dance. He feels uncomfortable doing some dances and just stands off to the side. Like I keep telling you, man, never rub another man's rhubarb. Leave another man's woman alone. Just move on. When he does that, Nora just comes and dances with me. Yeah, that's her. I've seen videos start that way. Speaking of true love, once the stream is done, I'll be retreating into my anime fantasy world. My train of thought. We won't go there, but if that was my girl, I wouldn't let her dance with other men, but that's just me. Yeah. Oh, shucks. Yeah, like the one where the wood video you have on TikTok where you're showing your followers, your number of followers, and you're peeking around the corner, and that was kind of cute. So, Sam likes your TikToks, so she shows them to me. So, because I'm never on TikTok, I think TikTok is a dumpster fire, but that's neither here nor there. Never rub another man's rhubarb. It's a saying from the original Batman from the 1980s. I guess it wouldn't be the original Batman. Michael Keaton Batman. There we go. Michael Keaton, Tim Burton Batman. I know where your mind went. No, you don't. And you don't want to know where it went. Anyway, we're going to wrap this up. I will be doing some more videos this week. I got one out today, and hopefully I'll get one out for Wednesday. Hey, J.W. Fleming. What's up, everyone? How's it going? I love how everybody starts walking in as I'm walking out. Yeah, that's all right. There's always the replay. But, yeah, we were just talking about how I went over my things that I have going on. The Inkitt story, finishing the first chapter, or not first chapter, finishing the recent chapter of Kingmaker, using Ubersuggest for the blogs, which I'm not a big fan of, but I'll do a video about why. Then I changed the price of my book. NaNoWriMo coming up. And I'm going to be doing 7 in November. 7 is a story that I have on Wattpad that I hope none of you read because it is very cringeworthy. The stories are good, but the writing is not. So I'm going to be rewriting 7 in November. So I didn't get a notification. I get that a lot, actually. Sam doesn't get a notification. I don't get notified that I have a new video because I have one of my YouTube channels follows this one. Crossing Colorado follows WriterSanctuary just to test to see if the notifications work. And I won't get a notification of a new video until 3 days later. So I don't know what YouTube's issue is, but if you hit the bell notification, then we'll be good. I don't know. I don't know what to do about it. YouTube isn't very helpful. But I don't. Please explain. Please explain where my mind went. Is Wattpad monetized? No. Well, kinda. Wattpad is more of a free place where you can promote your work. They do have contests that you can sign up for and join. And some contests are actually quite worthwhile. And there have been times where people from Netflix or Fox would pick up writers from Wattpad. And so, if you don't mind, what I normally use Wattpad for was for marketing, to get my name out there. And so I have a lot of work to do on that. But so that's all I viewed it for. So like when I write a story, I'm not going to make any money from it, but I am getting recognition, followers, whatnot. And a lot of authors who start off on Wattpad will use it for that purpose on marketing, and then like write half a book on Wattpad and then tell them to buy the full book on like Amazon. So they get a teaser, or like one chapter of it. And I know one author in particular that I know personally, actually. She's in Great Britain. She's kind of a newer author. She came out a couple of years ago, but she would write one chapter of her book at a time on Wattpad and then add the link to her Amazon book. And so there's all kinds of ways you can do it for monetizing. One thing I like about Inkitt that I've been playing around with lately is that Inkitt will let you add your Buy Me a Coffee or your Ko-Fi links to your profile, so that way people can buy you coffee or support you in some other way. I have membership programs on Buy Me a Coffee. If you're interested, in the link is in the description down below. But Wattpad or Inkitt will actually use the button for Buy Me a Coffee or Ko-Fi. So that's one thing I like about Inkitt that's above Wattpad. But as for Wattpad, I've been using it for 4, 5, 6, 7 years. Mostly because I like reading some stuff on it. Sam got me into it because she read a lot of books on Wattpad back in the day. And so I use it now for mostly marketing. Well, I'm trying to. I got to rewrite 7, but Inkitt. I can spell Inkitt. My Inkitt account is also in the description of this video. If you link on it, it'll take you to my profile. But it's similar to Wattpad, except for it looks like it has more opportunities for monetizing your content. So I'm really looking forward to exploring that. I've only got the first chapter of Skeletal up on it for now. I will be working on the next chapter this week. So he posted a story on Inkitt. Yeah, see, Neo's got it. Neo likes it. She reads it like I do Despair. Which is fine. You know what's funny is that when you brought that up, I was thinking that's funny because I could hear my voice how I read Despair as I was writing the book. So you're not the only one. But I've got all kinds of cool stuff coming out here in the next few weeks. So, but Inkitt is a platform that's similar, just a little bit more advanced. So thanks, Michael. You're the GOAT. Thank you very much, Jimmy. I try to be. I'm the Game of the Year edition. For those of you who are gamers, you probably laugh at that one. Anyway. Wow. So, but that's all the different things I'm doing. And my AdSense experiment. I don't know, hopefully I can get started on that this week. I would love to make $50 a day just off the blogs. Now I know I can make a lot more money if I wrote like best of lists and stuff like that, but I don't do those unless I actually use the product. I can't bring myself to say something is the best if I've never used it. And so all these people who show you how to make affiliate income, I just can't. I can't do it. It's a moral thing. I don't look down on people who do that. If it makes you money, great. I just can't do it personally. So, can Inkitt be used for backlinks to KDP books? I don't know. Oh, there is a place where you can add your profile links. I did add, like on mine. Let me see if I can find it real quick. On mine, I've got the links to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and my personal website. So you can add links to it. Public email. I don't have a public email on it. My homepage URL is michaelbrockbank.com. And you can add a short bio. Can you add HTML to it? No. Contact information, and then the support me URL. And the support me URL is what you use where you can add your Ko-Fi or your Buy Me a Coffee stuff. But as for linking to KDP, you can probably do it on the homepage link, I guess. That might work. But it looks like it's quite a bit for marketing yourself, which is why I'm okay with writing stories that I'll never make money off of. I'd rather people like what I write, because I'm not about the money. It would be nice, but I'm not about the money. I'm always worried about writing in other people's voices. What makes it easier is studying their YouTube channel. What? I'm always worried about writing in other people's voices. What makes it easier is studying their YouTube channel. I don't know what you're getting at. Are you trying to write in someone else's voice? or trying to hear it. I don't know what you mean. Okay. Um, yeah. Anywho, like what I was saying with when I wrote my story on Inkitt was that when Neil read the story on Inkitt, because I have a new one called Skeletal, it's on Inkitt, and when she read it, she said that she could hear my voice of how, or she read it in the voice of how I read despair. Now, if you've ever been to Creative Sanctuary on YouTube, I do an audiobook there, and I do an episodic tale, trying to get back into it once a week, where I write about a chapter, anywhere from 1,500 to 2,000 words, and then I read it, add sound effects, and then upload it to Creative Sanctuary. Now, the way I read it, though, is different than how I do my normal voice. I tried to do an ASMR thing, but didn't work out all that well. So, she said that she read it how I read despair, which is way different. And so, that's what I'm saying is that, what is funny is that when I was writing it, I wrote it while I was still using that voice from despair. So... Speaking of Creative Sanctuary, I have an awesome surprise coming up for Halloween, but I'm not going to tell anybody what it is yet because it's a surprise. I'll be reading something else. Yeah, trying to write in someone else's voice. Like, okay, so I think I know what you're talking about. One of the things I did at Tax Broker was I had to write as the personality of somebody else. And there was one client that used to send me all kinds of random ass stuff. My favorite was the one that he sent me. I had to write a blog post as from the point of view of a pregnant black woman. That's what he wanted. And so I did some research, and apparently I gave him what he wanted because he gave me a tip. So I think that's what you mean, but I've had to do all kinds of those. But that was by far my favorite because that was like the exact opposite of what I am. I guess it just goes to show skill. I know what Michael sounds like, so I can imagine him doing the audio for the story he wrote on Inkitt. Yeah, see? And that's how I feel when I'm writing it. One of these days I'll go real ASMR with it. Start doing all kinds of sound effects. I like doing despair. So it's easier to write in someone's voice when you listen to them talk in person or video. Kinda. Where is that story at? I was pregnant once. That was when I was writing for Text Broker. It was like in 2015. And when you're on Text Broker, I don't have access to any of the websites that they posted all this stuff to. So, because it's complete anonymity. And which is kind of sad because I wrote some of my best stuff on Text Broker that I'll never get credit for. But there are times. There's times where I'll be researching something online. And I'll come across a post. I'm like, this looks familiar. And I realize, oh my God, I wrote this. It's like, yay. So I've come across my own work a few times. But when you've done 5,583 articles on Text Broker alone, that's not including all the work I did for Fiverr or Writer Access, Hire Writers, which I didn't like. And then the internet's full of my stuff on Green Geeks, so a year later I was pregnant. That could have helped me. Well, yeah, I can't remember what the article was about. I just remember the topic because it was so funny. Or not the topic, but the personality that they wanted me to write in. I think it was a child's site, but I can't remember. It was something about toddlers. God, man, this was like 7-8 years ago. Yeah, I can't remember. It was something about toddlers. That's all I can remember. Which, and at that point, my kids were toddlers. So that part of it I could actually fall back on. But having to write as a pregnant black woman was different. So, but, you know, they gave me a tip. So, people who ghostwrite have to write in other people's voice. Yep, I've done a lot of it. I would like to hear your writing process for writing in other people's voice. It's convoluted, and it also depends on what they want, the topic, and the style in which they want it written. There's a lot that goes into it. It's not like I can just crank it out right now. It really, and then I will spend a lot of time researching what I need to write. Mostly I go to websites that they want to post it on, read through what's already there and get kind of a feel for it, get into its own little groove, and then try to copy that groove. Not the content, the groove. So it's a little bit more convoluted than just whipping it out. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Anywho, I've been trying to say goodbye for 15 minutes now. Does anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns before we call it a night? Where's that story, Michael? That was okay. I read that. All right, just making sure I got everybody because sometimes I forget or miss stuff. So, all right, groovy. Alrighty, so what we got going on? Remember, we got our. Oh, I gotta pull that card out again. Remember to. Oh, what the hell? I buried it already. Remember to take a bath. Okay, so for this card, let's just say hot water. You don't necessarily have to take a bath because I'm telling you, taking a hot shower, meditating in a hot shower is my go-to. Did you do the cards today? Yes, I did. But we'll go ahead and recap before we call it a night. The last one was don't dwell on negative thoughts and stuff, which I normally preach anyway. Never dwell on negative things that happened. Learn from them and move on. I don't believe anything is a failure as long as you learn from the experience. Today's card is to take a bath. Soak and relax. Baths can help force you to slow down after the hustle and bustle of the day. But like I said, I like taking, like meditating in a hot shower. Works just as well for me. And I want a hot tub. That's where the hot tub started coming from. Honestly, if you made a career out of writing for black pregnant females, that would be interesting. It would probably make a great book. You know, I only wrote that one article that one time. So, but I had to write as, let's see, I'm trying to remember some of the off the wall stuff I had to write as a priest on one, a teenage gamer, which that was easy because at that point I was already playing games anyway, and I've been a gamer my whole life. God, the pregnant black one was the best one though. I can't remember the rest of them. This was a long time ago. But this was the client that used to send me 5 articles a day on text brokering. He did that for a year and a half, and so by noon I already made 60 or 70 bucks writing on text broker. So, and that was before even looking at the open pool. These were all direct orders, and they were wicked easy to write. So I made a lot of money with that client. I can't remember. What helped is that particular client used to give me an example of websites of what to look at. So I'd go through and that's where I'd get the feel for it. So I'm trying to remember the rest of them. I think those were the only ones that stood out. Keep in mind, it's a long time ago. But yeah, it was I've done some interesting stuff on text broker. But I have turned down orders for people who wanted me to write about Apple products because I hate Apple. Nope. Apple, I would never write about Apple or anything religious related, or religion related. I refuse to write religion or Apple products. I have done a gay article once. That was interesting. But you know, I was able to quit my job at the school district. So sometimes it made me feel dirty. I love what I do nowadays, though. I love my job. Anywho, we're going to wrap things up here. Don't forget, hit the like and subscribe. And I don't know if Neil is here, but A Freelancer's Tale is available on paperback and ebook format. It's the book about how I got started writing. It's a freelance writer. It's all about, yeah, I've been drinking. Anyway, the link is in the description down below. I've already gone over all that. I'm repeating myself. Anywho, thank you guys for watching. Let's do some greatness this week. I know I am. I'm excited to keep the Inkitt story going. I'm excited to keep Despair going. I would love to write for spiritual products. Yeah, see, spiritual products I could do, but religious stuff, the mainstream religion, I can't. It just, yeah. I have done a lot of Wiccan stuff, though. Witchcraft. That is some fun stuff to write about. Anyway, I'm telling you, I have done a lot of different types of content. So, yeah, so let's wrap this up. Let's see, what do we got going on? We got Inkitt, Despair, Kingmaker, 7. A lot of content stuff. A lot of stuff to write. So, let's have a great week, everybody. Thank you for watching. And I will see you next Monday. Unless you watch my videos on Wednesday and Friday. At which point you'll see me, but I won't see you. Have a good week, everybody.